Hi, it's Gina. All right, so I wanted to talk a little bit about a personal story. As I'm doing this series on angels, I sometimes think angels come in the form of people as well. And so I was coming through a hard season of my life where I had just lost my uncle, and it was very devastating. It was a self-harm, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'd always known since the time I was little, he was very deeply sad. I could just feel it. And so when this happened, I thought, you know, there's going to come a time in my life that I can't do it on my own. Like, I need to reevaluate God in my life. And I was living kind of a party life and, raving and doing all these things. And, something started to really, I was scared. Like, I actually was scared. And I thought, I need to make a change. And so, but it's not easy to make change, right? Like, I broke up with my boyfriend. We were going to move in together and started to make some changes. I'm like, I'm going to live a good way, quit my habits, most of them, and then what was trying. And so in this total craziness in my mind, because of course making these changes is not easy, this guy just came, and he was younger than me quite a bit. But like, I was smoking cigarettes, and I still would go to the club and dance and do all these things because I really like dancing. And he's like, oh, I'll go, and he's this Christian boy. And I was like, okay. So, I wear my little club outfits and like in the back raving room and drinking some drinks. And all this like guy's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, oh wow, this is a really cool Christian guy. And so we hung out. He brings me to his house. I meet his mom and his brother, and his mom gave me like a mink jacket, a mink coat, and they feed me all the time and were really nice. And eventually he's like, well, do you want to go to church with me? And I'm like, well, all right. And so we like decide to go to church. And so we bike to church, and it's like 12 kilometers away. And then it starts pouring rain. And then we get to the church, and I'm soaking wet. And yeah, I hadn't felt so alive in quite some time. And so then we get to the church, and we sit behind this couple, and I'm like drenched, okay? So, and very tired because my legs hurt a lot from biking. And I was like, this is not going well. But then this guy turns around and he's like, yeah, I'm just visiting in town because I'm at this flight school. I'm like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, I'm taking my private pilot's license. And I was like, oh. He's like, yeah, you should try it. Have you ever thought of flying? I was like, well, not really. I said, I never really thought about it, but you like it a lot. Like, I'm into trying something new right now because I'm beginning again. So I'm like, well, I'll go check out this flight school, right? So this brought me to this brand new path where I had been consumed with partying and my boyfriend and all these things that I was doing. I go to the flight school the next day, and I'm kind of being silly, and I'm wearing like a scarf, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm ready to fly. I was so weird. And so I'm like, well, take me up in this plane and see if I want to see how I can handle it in my stomach, right? Because I'd flown a few times on big airplanes before, but I'd never been in a small aircraft before. So then the guy takes me up. He does like some loopy things and all these things. It didn't make me feel sick. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to become a pilot. And so this wonderful guy brought me to this church, and he accepted me kindly, was non-judgmental. He was like an angel. He brought me to a new path because I had turned my heart over to God, saying, I need you in my life, show me the way. And so then I was consumed with aviation. Like, all I did was study. I was like always at the airport. So I had this brand new focus that took me away from all these other things that I had been doing and gave me like a fresh motivation to live a new way. And so anyhow, that's what got me up into the skies, is this sweet little earth angel that met me where I was, accepted me, even at the club, and brought me into his home as like just a friend. And it was really life changing. So anyways, an earth angel, John Paul.